Welcome back, everybody, to another Helldivers video. Today, I'm going to be going over the patch 1 update. Not really the update, but I'm going to be telling you what I think are the biggest winners from the update. The weapons that are now really fun to use, and you should definitely go give a try. So, starting off, like and subscribe, join the Discord, whatever, blah, blah, blah. If you have cool clips from Helldivers, join the Discord, share them, and I will put them in a video or shorts or something. I'm thinking about doing a month 1 lore update for Helldivers, so I think that'd be a cool video. Anybody has epic clips from Helldivers, send them over my way. Whatever. Okay, so starting off, what you're really here for is who is the biggest winner in the Helldivers patch 1 update, and I have to say, without a doubt, it is the community. Why is that? Well, we get great communication from the devs, blah, blah, blah. If you've seen my other video, you kind of know my ideas on that, my thoughts, my opinions. However, the exosuits, my dude, those things are sick, okay? If you're sad that your rail cannon is gone and that you don't know what to do against heavily armored targets, call in a freaking exosuit, okay? Because that bad boy can take out probably 3 Bile Titans. If you're careful with your shots, you can absolutely take out like at least 3 Bile Titans, no problemo with the exosuit. Takes a little bit of skill maybe, or maybe it doesn't, because you do get like 12 rockets that just blow everything up. Chargers, also not a problem for the exosuit. Anything the devs are bringing to this game, the content drip so far, fantastic for a live service game. Honestly, this is the ideal, perfect version of what a live service game should be. That's what they marketed it as, and that's what they've actually delivered on so far, unlike other games in the gaming space. But yeah. So that is the exosuits. They're really powerful. They will not survive a Bile Titan shot. So if you think you're going to go up and 1v1 a Bile Titan, when he pukes on you, you will die. Okay, you're not really that tanky in the exosuits like you might think you are. They're actually fairly squishy. So any large enemies can definitely take you on. But they are absolute cannons in the terms of DPS. So if you are worried about your damage output, just call in one of these bad boys. You'll clear the field, no problem. Okay. Let's get on to the actual weapons. So outside of the community being the obvious big winners of the patch 1 update for, just check out my other video if you want more details on that. I'm just going to go over, actually, the kind of weapons that I think are really great in this update and go over them from, like, ascending order. So, I'm going to give you the ones that won the least but are still winners, and then we're going to end off with just the biggest big dub that there is. Starting off, we have the 380mm Barrage. So the 120mm Barrage also got pretty much the same buff as the 380 did. However, I find that the 380mm is much more fun to use and nice to use than the 120. The 120 just feels not that consistent, and it's kind of but the 380 is still kind of inconsistent and hard to hit your things because it takes a long time, and I think I'd like to see both of these barrages just get an overall buff where the barrage just comes in a lot faster, and I think that would just make it much more usable and consistent. It doesn't really need any damage buffs or amount of barrage buffs. It just needs to come in a little bit faster, and the overall barrage come in a little bit faster because it kind of spaces it out a bunch. Makes it kind of hard to use, but there's nothing more satisfying than seeing a 380mm barrage just come in and headshot a Bile Titan and just absolutely annihilate him. Honestly, one of the most satisfying stratagems I think there is. It's just piece de resistance. That bad boy comes in and absolutely annihilates a Bile Titan. You're having a good time. It's just fantastic. It also clears the field of everything around the Bile Titan as well. So if you got a big swarm, you can call that in. Maybe you train some Bile Titans around in a little circle, you get a little train going, you sacrifice yourself probably because you just called in a 380mm barrage on yourself and you're probably going to blow up, but you could honestly probably get maybe up to even 3 Bile Titans if you're having a really bad game and you're getting absolutely just dogpiled by Bile Titans. You just call in a 380mm barrage, train them all around in circles on top of each other. They're probably all just going to get absolutely annihilated. Yeah, so that is the 380mm barrage. It is pretty fun. Maybe still not the absolute best stratagem, but really fun. The next winner is the Punisher Shotgun, and I've got to say, the Punisher Shotgun is really good now. And the thing that, honestly, the best part of it is probably the stagger, honestly, which is kind of overlooked. It got huge damage buffs as well. I think they gave it more pellets and more damage per pellets, so that's a really good overall damage buff. And it really competes with the Breaker Shotgun now. gun's damage is just really good, and what it does really well is when you have these assassin bugs coming, the ones that turn invisible and run at you. What it used to be is the breaker shotgun didn't have enough kick to, or knockback, not kick, didn't have enough knockback to actually stagger those guys, and neither did the Punisher. And so what would happen is they would just run up and smack you in the face, and you would not have a very good time. But with the Punisher shotgun, you can actually 1v1 these guys fairly easily. You don't need to do any fancy dodging or anything like that. These guys run up to you, you just shoot them in the face, it'll stagger them, and with the Punisher at least, and you can just stagger these guys as long as you want, and you'll be able to fairly easily 1v1 these guys, or even take on 2 or maybe even 3 of these assassin bugs at the same time. But they are a pretty challenging enemy to take on, so you know, take that at your own risk. But the Punisher shotgun overall is super good. I think it definitely competes really well with the Breaker shotgun now, maybe even outcompetes the Breaker shotgun in some regards. You know, the Breaker shotgun now only has like 7 shots per magazine, and you lose all your ammo when you reload the Breaker shotgun. The nice thing about the Punisher is you just click reload, he puts more shells in the shotgun, in the tube, you lose 0 ammo whenever you reload the Breaker, so you can keep that bad boy topped off. And let me tell you what, the magazine on it is huge. It's like, I don't know how many shots are in it, maybe like 12 shots or something, I don't know. I almost never run out of ammo when I'm using the Punisher shotgun and be like, oh no, I'm gonna die, I'm out of ammo or something, I need to reload, I'm in a bad situation. It never happens when I'm using the Punisher. It's just good. It just works. Okay, so then we'll get on to the next weapon that I think did really good, the Flamer. The Flamer, super simple buff. They said plus 50% DPS, and that is a pretty huge buff. You know, that's a they just came out with the buff and we're like, yeah, this bad boy's getting buffed. Plus 50% to your DPS. Have fun with that. Can't go wrong with that. I'm not sure how great it is. I haven't really used it that much myself yet, because when the game first came out, I tried it, and I just thought the DPS was kind of bad on it. It kind of ended up like bugs would just kind of walk through it and hit you through it, and it just felt really bad, even though you were shooting them. And so I think a lot of people didn't use it, but specifically for fighting the Terminids, very fun weapon. Very nice to just you know, fan down hordes of bugs in front of you and just kill all of them. Also, the Flame is particularly good at going through armor, so taking on the Chargers with the Flamer is very meta, as well as the Flamer Breaker is also very meta for taking on the Chargers, because that flame stacks through the armor and it's not affected by the armor as far as I'm aware. Maybe I'm wrong on that. So that's actually very nice to have. And then finally, the biggest winner of the update that I think is the most fun, the one that I like to use, is the laser cannon. When the laser cannon came out, when the game came out, it kind of was just bad. I used it for like 1 or 2 games. I was like, this thing just feels horrible. Everything you shot with it didn't take damage. It was only really good at killing like really small guys, and it just didn't make any sense because it looks like this big giant rocket launcher thing on your shoulder that's going to annihilate something and just melt straight through them. And what it actually did was no damage to anything at all, and just tickled anything with armor. It didn't even do anything to armor. It just bounced off like basically any type of armor in the entire game. So yeah, not fantastic. But with this update, you know, they've actually listened to the community, and they noted that this wasn't actually their original idea for the laser cannon, but after community feedback and they understand where the community is coming from, they decided to actually add that in. And so what it does now is really fantastic against medium armored targets. Against heavy armored targets, it's absolutely useless. It won't do anything to heavy armored targets. So Chargers, Bile Titans, basically doesn't do anything. However, if you're looking for something specifically for medium armored targets, really good. Or just kind of beefier but low armor targets, like the bile, I don't know, I guess they're bile spewers, but I call them bile cows because they like moo at you. But they're really good for killing those guys. I haven't used it as much against the automatons yet, so I'm not sure how great it will be. Again, it's not good against heavily armored targets, and it's not great at hitting weak spots even if they're a heavily armored target. I'm not really sure how that works. But what it is really great for is the Terminids and fighting against medium armored targets like the bile spewers, or I think they're called like hive guards, maybe. I don't know. It took me about 500 hours to learn half the names of the enemies in Darktide, so I'm not really sure how long it's going to take me to learn all the names of the enemies in Helldivers. But the Bile Titan and the hive guards, I mean, it doesn't do anything to Bile Titan, but the hive guards, the guys that like put their little shields up and like kind of cocoon up in front of you when you're shooting at them and you just can't shoot them. The laser cannon, it'll go straight through that. they'll go straight through it. You just give them a little beam, and you can kill probably 3 or 4 of those guys with one beam. And might I add, infinite ammo. Okay, so you don't, you can run this thing for the entire game and never need a resupply. So it's fantastic on ammo efficiency because it has infinite ammo as long as you don't overcharge it. It has a fast cooldown too, so if you do overcharge it, by the time you are bad enough to overcharge it enough, you just call in another one of those bad boys and get them resupplied, and you're back in business. Not too hard to do. So yeah, that's the build that I've been kind of running, is the 380mm Barrage, the Laser Cannon, and the Punisher. Those are the 3 that I've been using a lot, just because I liked them, and it happens that all my favorite weapons got buffed this patch. I liked them before, so I'm no bandwagoner, but I am now. But I am going to be trying to move on to other weapons soon as well, but I was really enjoying these bad boys. What I do find is that the build kind of lacks armor pin on those heavier targets. The 380 is fun on the really large targets if you can get it to hit. Super satisfying. When it misses, that really sucks. So I'll probably be dropping the 380 or maybe something else to get some. I just need a little bit more heavy armor pin. I find that maybe some of the other weapons like the expendable rockets or just the recoilless rifle, super nice to just take the armor off of like chargers and then be able to just shoot them in the leg. But I don't think those are particularly maybe not the most meta way to do that, but I don't know. Anyways, guys, yeah, that's my review for the patch 1. Like seeing everybody out here that's come out for the Helldivers videos. We're actually getting a decent couple clicks. So yeah, thanks for everybody watching. Join the Discord if you're interested in joining the Discord. Just having joining the community. So you know, we have a decent community going. It's a nice time, good time. But if you're not a cool dude, don't join the community because I don't like you. All right. So yeah, have a good day.